All right, Libra. This is interesting to me looking at the contrast between the two. I think that for some of you, you may be having a hard time doing things in a traditional way with by the book or sticking to rules here because there may be setbacks because your path isn't quite straight, so to speak. Now, on the other hand, though, I think some of you are just needing to kind of like let go and stop being so rigid, I think would be the best way to put this. So from Wisdom of the Oracle by the book, and then from Hidden Realms, the Spiral Dancer, Circuitous Root, and Perception. Now, when you're looking at by the book, it talks about all the different laws in the universe. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, law of nature. I mean, it all the laws that we know of in the universe. But it's saying that now is the time for you to kind of conform rather than rebel. But the thing is that, you can't fight against something that isn't going to conform for you. So it may be that, by doing things so rigidly, it's not working for you and you continuously see setbacks and you need to be a little bit more flexible, so to speak. And I say that because of the Spiral Dancer. Now, this one is saying that the Spiral Dancer moves with her own rhythm and steps to music only she can hear. So it's like needing to kind of like change your own rhythm when it comes to doing things. I mean, it's not that you need to go against rules or laws, but, being strict on how things need to be done isn't really helping you though either. It says that what you are experiencing as a setback is really part of an upward spiral. Perception is everything. You're not retracting, your steps are going backward, but rather up and around. And this is where, I feel like some of you are needing to be a little bit more flexible. It's not that you need to break the laws or go against the rules here. It's just, all right, Libra. Here's your overall, the Three of Cups. All right. And we'll see where this is going. Now, support, absolutely. Friendship, you don't necessarily think we're looking at third-party situations here, but this one's been coming up a little bit here recently when we're having to deal with what I call the cackling hen syndrome, too many mouths moving. But we'll see. We'll see here. The hope would be with this being the overall that we're talking about, support from family, friends, right? And not having to deal with too many people being involved with what you're doing. Now, if we're talking about needing to do things by the book, the Three of Cups, not so much. You might have people around you that may be influencing you to do some things that you may not feel comfortable with. Maybe. But we'll see. Oh boy. All right. In the past, the Five of Pentacles. So now for some of you, you may have felt at one point rejected or cast out by a group of people. And, that's basically what it comes down to. Sorry, guys. Let me turn on the light here. Maybe we can see a little bit better. There we go. But definitely here, the Five of Pentacles would suggest that it's either you or you doing this to other people. Okay, but with the Three of Cups being the overall, it's like coming back together with a certain group of people or not wanting to have to deal with them anymore. But definitely with the Five of Pentacles at some point here, there's like not being involved. In the present, the Seven of Wands. So this is kind of you setting boundaries with certain people, especially if you are dealing with the cackling hen syndrome. Like firmly speaking up for yourself here. Especially if you're getting involved with people who once pushed you out. Now, for some of you, you may have removed yourself from this situation because you may not have been happy with the way that they were doing things. And I say that because of by the book showing up. But we'll see here. Oh boy. Future conditions, the Two of Cups. So, and I don't necessarily, like I said, looking at this, I don't think that we're talking about third-party situations. That's not the main energy here. I don't think that we're talking about cheating or anything like that. I think that for some of you, you have either been rejected or rejected a third party. That, or we're talking about, you know, you feeling rejected by a group of people here with the Seven of Wands. You're speaking up for yourself, and then eventually, you know, getting to a place where hopefully you're having a better connection with them with the Two of Cups, seeing eye to eye, right? But, you know, you're not going from 3 to 2 here. And it's not that you're going from 2 to 3 either, because I'm still looking at this as the overall lining up with what's going to happen later on. Your best path to follow, the Nine of Cups. You're definitely going to have to speak up about what you're expecting from these people. You know, because I still feel like with the Three of Cups here that we're talking about support and getting back to a place of understanding with family, friends, you know, possibly a relationship here with the Two of Cups. You know, removing the third party that may have been causing problems, you know, but like I said, it's not like cheating. Like, I'm not actually seeing that happen. And I don't think that that's a past thing. You know, I just feel like you're not a part of what is going on with, you know, either a group or another person here. But with the Nine of Cups, you know, you have to be clear. You have to be clear when it comes to what you're wanting here. You know, and be careful about getting too caught up in an emotional connection. You know, don't lose yourself is what I feel like saying. Because right now, you know, you're like needing to speak up about where you're drawing the line. Like, this is what I will put up with and this is what I won't deal with anymore. Oh, buddy. All right. In your environment, the Lovers, and, you know, again, right, like setting boundaries with somebody, especially if there has been an outside influence causing problems, you know. But I feel like it's not necessarily about, you know, love triangle. I think maybe for some of you that may be the case, and you may be getting rid of the other party. I don't think that this is happening to you. I think Libra may be doing this. But I don't actually see you doing anything. But with the Lovers being in your environment, this is like making the choice to reject the third party and then coming back to, you know, who you're wanting to be with here, and kind of like drawing the line in the sand, so to speak, you know, because this is the major choice in the relationships that you're making, and significant relationships at that. Is it really what you want? Is this really what you want to do? Do you want to stay involved with a relationship that you may already be in, or are you still looking at the possibility of the other party? You know, but I'm not actually seeing anybody doing anything. Libra. Now, for some of you, you know, the third party here doesn't necessarily have to be another lover. Like I said, this could be like just somebody butting their way into your relationship, and it's like, oh no, we need to cut that shit out. But this is what gets me. And then you making a major choice to do this. Your hopes and your fears, the Six of Pentacles. I mean, looking at it this way, especially with the Seven of Wands being there, that would be, you know, kind of where the line is being drawn. If I'm willing to give to this, I need something back. You're going to have to show me something here. You know, I can't be the one giving everything to this situation. Things need to be a little bit more equal, you know. But you're only going to get out of the situation what you put into it, though. But is that the reason why there was even consideration of another person, which may be the case for some of you? Damn, Libra, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? You're going to have to tell me. But, you know, I like this because to me, it looks like at least the other person that may be involved is going to have the same understanding and acceptance that this is kind of where you're at right now and what you're doing. Right? But this is a big choice for you. Big choice. I almost feel like, especially with By the Book, that some of you may feel like, I have to stay with this relationship. It's the right thing to do. But is it what you want? maybe that's not exactly what's right, you know? Wow, man. All right. Oh, and then coming out, and there you are with justice. Damn, man. Yeah. You know, and again, in making a choice here after weighing out everything, like this is big, 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 right? But needing to make sure that, you know, wrongs are corrected, not just if we're talking about, you know, you needing to fix something, but somebody else needing to fix a situation because they weren't exactly giving you what you needed. And I think that that's why that this was even considered. Because like I said, I swear to God, I don't feel like this is happening to you. I don't think that somebody's having to fix a third-party situation. I think that the only reason why it was ever considered was because you weren't exactly getting what you wanted out of a relationship. And then the Two of Swords, you're still having trouble with this. Damn, man. And remember, guys, right? Like I always say with this, these are general readings. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing on this. Now, absolutely, there are so many different ways that this can be interpreted, but I'm giving you what I am getting from this. Whoever I'm meant to connect with, I'm telling you right now, this is you having to reject a third party. Some of you may feel like because of the level of stability that's been created between you and one person that you have to continue doing this, that's the right thing to do. That would be by the book, which is why I'm seeing the struggle between by the book and the spiral dancer. The Eight of Swords. You can't look at this situation as this is the right choice to make. This is the fair choice. Because if you're feeling like the Eight of Swords, you know, then what's the point in even like speaking up about what you're willing to deal with and what you won't anymore? Because you still feel like you're stuck in the situation. You know, but what do you want? What do you really want? And you're not making a choice. You're not making a choice. You know, I understand though, with justice coming out, that you want to do what's right for everyone, okay? Because justice for all, right? It's not just, you know, your own karma here. But the thing is if you go against what is going to make you happy, that's not fair. And if you make a choice, it's not that you're going to get your ass handed to you. Here's the thing. What's the point in being in a relationship where you're not exactly happy? You know, because the thing is you're doing the other person an injustice by continuing to do this if it doesn't feel right for you. Wow. You guys are going to have to let me know. But that's what I'm getting from this. But with the Two of Swords, I think that you're still trying to weigh it out. You're still trying to weigh it out, which is why this is still very much a part of what is going on. Because I do think that there is another person involved for some of you. All right, emerging. All of this is starting to emerge, right? There's something that is emerging within you, and all of this is going to have to be looked at. Earth. When you see Earth, this one specifically talks about needing to go outside. Go sit outside, go talk to the damn trees. Because the information that comes to you when you do that is coming directly from source. It's like you need to take a moment to just be outside, right? When you're in nature, a lot of times, and all you hear is like the natural sounds, our mind shuts down and we tune into all of that, right? So all of your thoughts stop kind of clouding your mind. And that's where, boom, the source comes directly down, like, here's what you need to know. Wow, Libra. But my advice here by looking at this is if all of this is emerging for you, take some time to go outside, take some time to think, to meditate, clear your mind, and you will get the answer that you need. But you need to look at what's going to make you happy, because look at it, right? Now, with the Two of Cups, are you forcing yourself? Are you forcing yourself to, you know, keep this connection because of justice and needing to do things by the book? And then faraway places, get ready for new horizons. Yeah, you know, you need it. You need it. Clear the air and move on. Clear the air and prepare yourself for a new situation. Something that you may not have, you know, considered for yourself. But, you know, again, all of this comes down to you need to take a look at what you really want and what that really means for you. Don't force yourself to stay in a situation that's not fair, because you are doing an injustice to the other person. You know, and don't force yourself to make a choice. I mean, with the Two of Swords coming out on this, right? Like, you know, if you're not ready, don't do it. You know, if you feel like you need to continue to weigh the scales, then so be it. But you have to make sure that the choice that you're making is fair for you, though, too. But I would say that some of you are just needing to clear all that out and then get ready and go.